in this video, I'm going to show my favorite backlink checker tools to help you analyze backlinks for your website or even for your competitor websites. So I'm going to go over some free and paid options. The best way to start is actually a free option, which is using Google Search Console. Now, inside of Google Search Console, you can get your own backlink data for a website that you control. You cannot get your competitor backlink data, and that's where the paid tools come in. If you really want to start analyzing competitors and reverse engineer where they're getting backlinks, so then you could also pursue those same opportunities, you will most likely need a paid tool, and I'll cover some of the paid tools that I use in my workflow. But for Google Search Console, what I like to do is navigate to the correct domain, and if we scroll down, we'll see a link report. So we're going to click into that. Now, you actually get a variety of reports here. You'll see an internal link report, an external, and then here are the top linking websites. So this is essentially your backlink data on where you're getting backlinks from most often by quantity. And you even get anchor text as well. So you can get a few different reports here. Now you can go into each one of these individually and sort of export the data and work with it in a Google Sheet, which is my preferred method. But if you're just quickly looking, I like to start here. So this is going to show us the pages on my website that have the most backlinks. So incoming links would be backlinks, and then linking sites would be similar to referring domains in some of the paid tools. Now, linking sites, the way to think about that, those are unique websites. One unique website can link to you multiple times, which is where these incoming links come in. For these 4 websites, they're linking to me 28 times. So I'm getting a lot of links from similar groupings. I prefer to analyze like linking sites. I typically care more about unique websites, but it's good to look at both. So you can see your pages on your website, which one have the most backlinks, and also which ones have the least. Now, if I want to see where I'm getting my backlinks from, it'll be this report right here. So top linking sites. So I can click into this and we can see I have 287 backlinks. And then we could go down the list here and see kind of where my backlinks are coming from. So you'll see target pages, which will be the number of pages on my website that have backlinks. So if we go here, like SEMrush is linking to me 8 times. They're linking to 1 target page. And that's kind of the data I can get here. So if I go back one screen, again, you could scroll down, you could export this, but you could start to comb through and see like where you're currently standing with backlinks. If we go back to this report, the anchor text is interesting as well. This will show you like how other websites are linking to you. Like in this case, I do have some target keywords here, like digital marketing consultant, some Google Analytics keywords. So you can kind of see some of that here. If I click export here, I can typically take it to a Google Sheet is what I like to do. But yeah, this is the kind of a good way to just get some initial data. The internal link one's interesting as well. You could export both of these and kind of compare your pages that have the most internal links to the pages that have the most backlinks, and then look through that to see if you need to make any adjustments. Maybe some of your high priority pages are not getting a lot of internal links. Like if we look at this keyword here, if this is important for me, I don't have many internal links. So that could be an opportunity for me to improve. So that's really the link data that exists inside of Google Search Console. Now you could do some cool stuff with Google Sheets by like exporting this data and then also exporting your keyword data or your click data, click and impressions by page. And you could run a report that shows each page, clicks, impressions, and then the different backlink numbers. And you might find a correlation between high backlinks and high clicks or impressions, or vice versa. So a lot of things you could do inside of Google Sheets by exporting the data out of here. We'll probably cover that in a future video as well. Now, after you've looked at your own backlinks, you're quickly gonna wanna start looking at competitors, because really your backlinks give you kind of a snapshot of where you stand. It doesn't necessarily help you in find new opportunities. It can help you identify which pages on your website you should target with backlinks, but it doesn't necessarily tell you where you should get your opportunities from, where there's new websites that may link to you. So using 3 different tools here, I'm going to show all 3. These are the 3 tools I tend to use the most often. So we have SE Ranking, we have SEMrush, and we have Ahrefs. I'm going to show kind of how you would look at a competitor's backlinks profile in these tools. So they all have backlink checker tools here, or different versions of that. So in SE Ranking, I can go to backlinks and then backlink checker, and then I can enter any domain that I want. I'm going to use this domain here called Upflip, and we're going to analyze them. So it's going to generate this report. And then I'm going to get a good snapshot of some of their backlink data. So I could see their domain trust score at a page level. Referring domains is typically what I like to analyze most often. These are the unique websites that link to them. I really like this stuff here, like what backlinks are new. If they're new, there might be a higher percentage chance that I can also get those. Which ones are lost are interesting to look at as well. And then broken is always important. If another website's linking to a broken 404 page, maybe there's a way you can work yourself into that. But this gets you started on your analysis. You could do the same thing at backlinks. I prefer to look at referring domains. If you're not sure what these things are, there is this button here that you could hover over and it'll give you some of the definitions. Again, we can see some chart and some data here. Like this one's interesting. It looks like their backlink acquisition has ramped up quite a bit over the last few days. I tend to like to look at longer term horizons here, so I'll switch that to 12 months to see more trends. And yeah, you can kind of see their backlink acquisition efforts had trended down for a while. And then for whatever reason, there's been a spike. So it could be worth me investigating what they're doing. Top anchor text, I always like to look through that just to get a feel for like, are they being aggressive with target keywords in their anchor text? I prefer to analyze anchor text more at like a keyword level. If there's a specific keyword I'm targeting, I'll look at the top 10 results and see what kind of anchor text they're using to help them rank. But you could look at it at a domain level. And then this is really valuable. Sort of the percentage of backlinks at different trust score tiers. So ideally you could start to see like how many like really high quality and harder to get backlinks do they have. So above this 40 mark, you can see there's kind of 6% in that range. Then it goes down to 2%, 1%, and then a small percentage in these really like high tier ranges. So a good way to gauge competitiveness. If you have a competitor that has tons of backlinks in these high trust websites, it's going to be more challenging to compete with them. Then you also get country data here. So what I tend to like to do here is just click into referring domains. And this is going to give me all of the backlinks my competitor has sorted by referring domains here. So what I like to do, you can sort a bunch of different ways. Like domain traffic is important to me. Like in this case, we could see high domain trust, no traffic. So I really don't care about this website at all. Most likely because they're on the subdomain here is why they have the domain trust from WordPress. Traffic, I really care about a lot with backlinks. If the website itself gets a lot of traffic, it's a good sign to me that the backlink is quality. And for specific examples here, like let's say you go through your competitor's backlinks and you see like, this is a website I want to pursue that I want. I like to click into this. And this is going to give me the exact pages on TechCrunch that are linking to my competitor. And now I can start to reverse engineer this. Right away, I can see these are podcast pages. So it looks like that would be the opportunity here. If you have a podcast, or let's see if this is like a guest podcast. This may be a guest podcast on their own network here. So that's what you would reverse engineer. And then if you have the capability of doing that, now we know exactly how to get this backlink. So really that's the best way to use this data. It is kind of manual. There's probably some automation, some things you could do with AI to analyze this for you by just exporting all of this and writing up a prompt. That's something I'll look into actually for a future video as well. But for now, it's sort of about identifying high priority opportunities. You definitely can have ChatGPT do that. Like I have done it where I'll export just the domains and some of these metrics and then ask one of the AI tools like ChatGPT or one of the other ones, hey, analyze all my competitors' backlinks and tell me which ones would give me the most impact for SEO. And sometimes you'll get some decent response. And I always like to ask it for the rationale on why it's recommending a certain number of domains for us to pursue. So that's kind of the backlink checker. We're not going to cover backlink gap in this video, but I have done other videos on this. It's a very helpful tool. If you want to analyze multiple competitors at once, you could input multiple competitors here and it'll run a report on the common backlinks amongst those competitors. It's a really good way if 3, 4, 5, or 6 of your competitors all have the same backlinks. It's a good sign that you should probably try to get those as well. And you have a higher percentage chance of getting those because they're linking to multiple competitors. Now, if we want to run this same report in SEMrush, what I like to do is just run a domain report. So up at the top here, we're going to go to domain overview and we're just going to run this report. This is going to give me more than just backlinks here. It's going to give me a lot of the SEO data, just kind of the overall dashboard. And there's tons of metrics here. I'm not going to go through all of these right now, but this is kind of the first thing I look at. I can go into, they have a backlink gap tool as well. And then there's a backlinks analytics tool here. You could also click into it from the first screen, but this is going to be that equivalent report where, again, I can get my referring domains, my backlinks, a variety of charting. They have some different visuals. This one's kind of interesting, showing a decline. Now the scale is not set to 0, so sometimes these are sort of skewed. It looks like a bigger drop than it actually may be. So that's one note. Always check the scale of the charts that you're looking at. But again, we could see that same increase here over the last few weeks in terms of backlink acquisition. You can see categories. Again, I really like this one. The domain authority, breakdown, domain score, so we know how many they have are like really high quality domains. But again, for here, we're going to click into referring domains, and then this is going to give me that same data here where I can look through each of my competitors' backlinks and start to get a feel for which ones I might want. Now, if we click here, this is going to do that drop down where I can see the exact pages that they have a backlink from. And I can see the specific pages here, and then again, reverse engineer that. Now in Ahrefs, we're going to do a search here into Site Explorer. This is going to pull up a snapshot. Again, same kind of data. I like to toggle on referring domains here, and I could start to look at the trends of how many referring domains they have. Again, we see that same trend of over the last few months, a pretty good boost here for them, where they were sort of maintaining and not doing a lot of backlink acquisition for a while. If I click into referring domains, again, this is my report I like to work out of. All my domains here. Let's go to TechCrunch. I can click into TechCrunch again and then see those podcast episodes. So again, this is how I can reverse engineer how exactly my competitor got the backlink, and then I can figure out a strategy on how I can do the same thing. So that's it. Those are really my main methods of checking backlinks. Again, Search Console is great for analyzing your own website. But if you want to look at competitors and you want to try to figure out where they're getting backlinks that are helping their SEO strategy, you will need to look into one of these paid tools. And there's additional features and things you get in paid tools outside of just checking backlinks. But if you want to check competitors' backlinks, definitely look into one of these tools.